Welcome back, boys and girls, and yeah, we have another exciting NGDL matchup, and this is an important one. This is a interdivision battle, and this is against the division leader, who I have not fought yet, and that is the Novato Noiverns, and their coach, obviously, Soltfire, has done a fantastic job with this team, leading them to 7-2 and atop the division. However, we have a chance here to snipe first in our division by taking them out, which would obviously give us the tiebreaker. Both teams at 7-3. If we lose, we drop to 2.5 games behind them. So we'd have to at that point maybe battle out for a wild card. Like I said, we're 6-3 going into here. We'd like to not drop to 6-4, but he definitely has a lot of Pokemon that provide interesting challenges for my team this week. So there is my team. You guys probably know it by now, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. But yeah, there's a lot of obviously threats here. Obviously, Mega Blaziken. I really would like to try to set up Pokemon. That's how my team plays. But it's going to be really hard against this team because he has a lot of different threats on his team that aren't really threatening, from an offensive standpoint. But Pokemon that I can't really, even after setup, KO effectively. And he has obviously some offensive threats too with that Staraptor, which can obviously, with base speed 100, he can hit like a truck and, do a lot of damage to pretty much most of my team. He has the Nihilego, which can obviously be a threat due to its beast boost and its overall decent bulk. And hits actually pretty hard, and his typing is a problem for me too. Ribombee, obviously with his sticky webs, and obviously, most notably, his Necrozma, which obviously can use any of the forms. I'm kind of thinking, I don't actually know which form to expect. I could see him bring in either one. Obviously, the better of the two is the Dusk Wings, the Steel Psychic one, but I could also see him bringing the Ghost Psychic one if he's really afraid of Mega Blaziken. But either way, their ability allows them to obviously take super effective hits better. Even the Steel one doesn't die to a fair blitz, doesn't die in one hit if it has bulk. It's a pretty crazy matchup for me. I think I prepared pretty well, though, so let's go ahead and take a look at the teams. So, there you go. Not really, I was kind of expecting this. I actually did expect a Basculin because of its ability, obviously, to Aqua Jet my Mega Blaziken. It's probably the reason he actually drafted it. Yeah, nothing really out of the ordinary, nothing that I really didn't expect. But obviously, I did see the Ribombee did come. And I'm actually going to go ahead and lead with Ninetales, anticipating it. I was thinking about leading Uxie. I decided to bring another dual screen set similar to last week, hoping to maybe set up some stuff. Like I said, though, it's kind of hard because a lot of his Pokemon can take a +2 hit anyway. But we're just going to go see how it works. Either way, so Ninetales is going to come in here. I'm just going to go for a Fire Blast, which he switches out into Nihilego. I end up missing, which probably wouldn't matter in the long run, But, in the sun it would have done, okay at a little chip of damage. At least you would think. But anyway, just going to go into my Donphan, and I brought this Donphan, and it's actually the first time I think I've been using Assault Vest Donphan pretty much come in against the Nihilego and pretty much be a hard switch against it. Anyway, he did go for the Toxic Spike, so I'm going to go ahead and Rapid Spin. He's going to go out into his, Vaporeon. I'm thinking that he might Ice Beam, because I do have quite a few Pokemon weak to it. But instead he just goes for a Tox against my Uxie, which is interesting because now I'm kind of wondering about this thing's set. Does it even have Ice Beam? I'm still kind of assuming it does because they're, in pregame, he must know that, well, when he's building the team, that I have quite a bit of Pokemon weak to it. So I'm still thinking it might have Ice Beam, even though he revealed the Toxic. But anyway, I'm just going to go for the Stealth Rocks as he goes out into his Staraptor. And I decide just to go for the Reflect here. I don't know the set yet. I obviously know it's not Intimidate, so it's going to be a Sweeper set, either a Scarf or Banded. And looking at that damage, I know it's going to be Banded. I did some calculations, before the match, and that is definitely Banded damage. And if I had to guess, Jolly Banded. And unfortunately, it's going to actually cause my Uxie to die after setting up its Reflect, so that's not really what I wanted. But I'm just going to go to my Thundurus. He doesn't have his one Electric immunity, which is Torterra, which is good for me because I decided to bring Volt Switch, and I'm just going to go for it, thinking that he's almost certainly not going to, stay in with his Staraptor, and indeed he goes out into his Ribombee, Trey Flowers, and I don't really get that reference. I know Trey Flowers is the defensive end of the New England Patriots, but I don't know how it's a little... I don't get how he relates to a woman bee. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and Mega Evolve and stuff, and he's going to Stun Spore me, which I did not see coming, to be honest. That was a miscalculation, and honestly, I think this is probably my biggest mistake of the match. Not that, it really mattered in the long run, because Mega Blaziken was going to have a hard time, cutting through this team anyway. But I'm going to go ahead and try to set up here against this Ribombee, and it's going to get me paralyzed. Plus, he still has the Basculin, which, I should have... I knew in pregame, looking at that team, like, well, I shouldn't try to set up Mega Blaziken as long as Basculin's alive, because he has probably the Choice Banded Adaptability Boosted Aqua Jet. But, yeah, who knows? So I'm going to be paralyzed, but I'm going to try to, set up a little bit anyway. I think I end up going for his 2 Swords Dances, which is, more enough to annihilate anything. He is actually still going to outspeed me, though, even though I have greater than normal speed. I think I still have a little bit less than +1, because I'm paralyzed, but I have +3 speed. So, yeah, now he's going to get up Sticky Webs, which really does actually kind of suck. I need to get rid of them with my Donphan at my next opportunity. But in comes Basculin, and he's just almost certainly going with the Aqua Jet. I don't really have a good switch in either. So there goes the Aqua Jet, and I'm just going to let Mega Blaziken die. I knew it was coming, but there's really nothing I could do. So I'm going to my Ninetales now. It is going to be able to get up the Sun, so I know I can live now in Aqua Jet if I need to. Plus, I can just kill this thing with Solar Beam if he stays in, but he's not going to. He's going to go out into his Nihilego again. And this time, like I said, going for the Solar Beam, it doesn't miss, so it should do okay damage. Nihilego actually does have a pretty good special defense stat, and it's actually going to take that, alright. So, yeah, I'm going to hit it down to about 60%. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my Donphan, which is pretty safe considering I resist both of this thing's stabs moves. And even if he did bring, a hidden power or something, I still have my Assault Vest, so that's going to protect me. So anyway, he's going to go for that Sludge Wave, and it's going to do... yeah, pretty much no damage, and that's cool. Although this Vaporeon actually does switch into my Donphan really well. He probably has Wish and probably Protect, so just go for another Rapid Spin. And actually, I think I stay in here. I was kind of afraid of Ice Beam on the switch, and I wanted to get this thing knocked off because a Vaporeon without its leftovers is actually a little bit easier to kill. So I'm just going to go for a knockoff. He's just going to go for the Toxic, which I guess that's a little chip damage on my Donphan. But nothing too big. I would like to keep this Donphan healthy, though, if possible. And now I'm thinking, okay, he doesn't have Ice Beam, maybe. I'm just going to go into my Ninetales anyway. But no, he goes for a Wish. So now I see that he's Wish, probably Protect. So yeah, this thing just doesn't have Ice Beam. So I could have probably switched out into Sawsbuck if I wanted to earlier. But, I just didn't want to risk this thing Ice Beaming on the switch because it could have done a lot of damage to Sawsbuck. But anyway, yeah, he's just going to go ahead and Wish and go into his Rattata, aka his Basculin, after protecting, so he knows that I'm going for Hypnosis. Thankfully, I hit because, yeah, this Basculin actually could do some decent damage to my team, even with Blaziken dead, assuming it is, Choice Banded. But, yeah, I'm going to be able to get that thing to sleep, and now I can just go into my Sawsbuck, and I'm thinking about maybe Swords Dancing here, but I decided just to go for the Horn Leech instead. He's going to go ahead and go into his God Nebby, aka his Uber, this Necrozma, and it is going to be Duskwing Necrozma with obviously its ridiculous Steel Psychic typing, and that's going to obviously resist. I probably, looking back on it, wish I went for the Swords Dance, but I just didn't think it was the right time yet. Plus my sun was waning, so now I need to get it set it back up before I can really outspeed anything. He's actually going to go ahead and go for this Stealth Rocks. So that was a Stealth Rocker, and yeah, it's a minor nuisance. I can really, I mean, it is kind of a minor nuisance. I obviously still want to get it Rapid Spin at some point away, anyway, and that's just like third hazard he has on this team. But anyway, I'm just going to Fire Blast this Basculin, nearly kills it. Thankfully, he doesn't get the Wake Up here, and I can just kill this thing with a Solar Beam. So down Basculin goes, and here, he's going to make a dick play. He's going to go into his freaking Star Raptor, which is a speed tie. We're both speed 100. I know he's banded. And, yeah, the game is going to give him the speed tie. I hate that, though. I hate that play. I hate that switch in. I hate speed ties, because I never win them when I need them. And, yeah, he just gets all cocky and stuff going into Staraptor, because, you know, why not? You know, just gonna go ahead, go for that speed tie, and the game gives it to him. Screw you, game. And that really does blow, because whoever won that speed tie would have gotten rid of a major threat of the opponent's team. And because I lost it, now I just have to go into freaking Sawsbuck. Obviously, I do have the Sun at least, so I can just kill the thing. And I'm going to go ahead and pop off my Darkinium Z, and its Z Feint Attack, which is actually not a very strong move. I knew against this form of Necrozma, I really needed the +2 to do much damage, but I don't think I can live a hit from it. I just need to get as much damage on this thing as possible to try to kill it with Donphan. So I go for it, and as you can see, it does less. It does like 25%. Does not do a lot of damage. And that just shows you Necrozma's ability at work, plus its excellent defenses. I end up living his Photon Geyser, which I did not expect, but this thing is bulky, so maybe I should have went for the Swords Dance, which would have allowed me to get a little more damage there with my Darkinium Z. I think then, you know, than just getting it without the damage and Feint Attack, but I just didn't feel reliable being able to live, and plus I lived with like 2 HP, so it probably could have easily KO'd. This way, at least I get some damage on this thing, so I can hopefully kill this thing with Earthquake. But yeah, this allows him to just go into his Vaporeon, and now I have to hope that Thundurus can win this game for me. And I am Scarf Thundurus, so even if he has Scarf Nihilego, I can outspeed. His only other Pokemon is Vaporeon, which he's going into here. And he's just going to go for that Scald, and it will kill my Donphan. I didn't want to risk switching in my Thundurus, because I honestly don't think, I mean, I don't know, that Nihilego still might have, you know, some kind of hit for it. But, yeah, I'm just going to, you know, Thundurus, please take the wheel. I go for a Thunderbolt, and a Stab Thunderbolt fails to kill a freaking Water type. I know it's a Vaporeon, and it has good HP and special defense, but still, come on, can't you kill a freaking Vaporeon? Thundurus, But anyway, he gets the bird, so that's cool. And I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt, and in comes Nihilego. And I'm like, I'm not even going to count this. If I don't kill him, he kills me. So it comes down to this. After the Stealth Rocks, he's below half. And I go for the Thunderbolt, hoping to get this thing. I'm like, you know what? He got the speed tie earlier. I deserve this. No, I lose. But looking back on it, the freaking miss with Fire Blast in like the first turn of the game, the second turn of the game when he switched into it against my Fire Blast, I would have killed that thing had I hit with the Fire Blast. I didn't think it was relevant at the time, but considering he won the freaking speed tie with Staraptor versus Ninetales and the missed Fire Blast, I'm a little bit salty. I don't think I could have played the game much better. I think looking back on it, my one real mistake was, you know, Blaziken against the Ribombee. I should have just protected and just killed it, not to get paralyzed. Then I could have maybe switched out and conserved it a little bit. But other than that, I think I, you know, prepared excellently. I think I played a great game. But I had really nothing that went for me in this match. I didn't get a crit or anything. You know, I didn't get a secondary effect. The speed tie went against me, and that misfire blast could have won. And if it, I don't want to be salty because it was a really good match. He played well, I played well, but I am a little salty. So we dropped to 6-4. He is 8-2, so he has a 2.5 game lead in the division. We will get a chance to replay him later in the season, but at this point, our season might start out to look to trying to secure a wild card, because we are, you know, well, we have 6 games to go, and a 2.5 game deficit in the division is not typically easy. But yeah. That's how it goes. That's how it goes sometime. 6-4. We're still in a really good spot, you know, to play for a wild card. We got Joey Fontaine next week, so hopefully we'll be able to take care of business in the interconference matchup. But yeah, so that's all I gotta say about this match. Anyway, today's question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite type of music? And I know it has absolutely nothing to do with the battle or Pokemon, but I can't really think of anything, so we're just gonna go with that. So yeah, as for me, I'm always been a rocker at heart. Nothing like too heavy. I mean, some of the softer metal maybe, but I'm not really like a death metal kind of guy, but definitely like most other forms of rock. So leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.